even in a blowout victory, you got to give out some game balls, right? You got to
Yeah.
celebrate the victory. So,
Yes.
HerbnRodg Podcast, that's what we're here to do. Stay tuned for this video.
This video was brought to you by the Herb and Rodg Podcast.
Alabama victorious 56-0 over Eastern Illinois in a game that feels like, we could have just named the score at any point. Sometimes in blowouts, you're like, everybody did well, fine, let's move on. No, you still got to celebrate the victories, right, Rod?
Yes.
You still got to do the game.
Yes. Of course.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Raj, man, a few words today.
All right.
So, Raj, why don't you take it away with number one?
All right. Game ball number one goes to our man, Kevin Riley. I think going into this game, one of the topics of discussion was Alabama's lack of running game throughout the year. Hasn't been consistent nor dominant in any sense of the form. But yesterday, we had 269 total rushing yards. Kevin Riley had 8 carries, 36 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns. Also had 37 reception yards coming out of the backfield as well. Well, most of them were probably out of the backfield. But for him, Kevin Riley, good overall game. It was good to see him get some nice physical touches in as far as the run game is concerned. Always good to see your running backs with some good hands as far as catching the ball, too. So overall, put in some good yardage, had a really, really good game, and it's one of the things that we wanted to see. And so kudos to you, Kevin Riley. You get game ball number one.
Right. And we'd heard some reports that he'd been a little bit banged up in recent weeks. So it was good to see him get out there, get some touches, also get hit a little bit. And I've always been impressed by his ability to catch out of the backfield. So I think he's a needed presence in the run game and in the pass game. So good to see him get out there. Good to see him get some touches. Good to see him score. So good job, Kevin Riley, on this game. All right. As Raj said, there's a lot of people we could have given them to on the running back wise, but just because we're a little selfish, and we mentioned this person before, we're going to go with that. So game ball number 2 goes to A.K. Deer. Similar much, a few more rushing yards than Riley at 45 and 2 touchdowns. But just to see him out there, we'd been teased a little bit against Oklahoma. So having him come out in this game, get some touches, get some rushes. I still think he's an added element. We could maybe slip in here in the Iron Bowl, but certainly for next year, you want to see him get as many touches as possible without ruining his red shirt. This was a perfect chance for him to get out there, show a little bit of what he can do. And if you don't see him this year, kind of get a nice glimpse of the future. But it was good to see him get out there, and I was very, very happy to see him get 2 touches, especially powering in for one.
Yes.
Was good because we knew he had some speed, but it's nice to show a little power and burst at the end there.
Good. Yeah, and again, A.K. Deer is one of the guys of Bama's future in the next few years. So we wanted to get him as much playing time as possible without him, using up a year of eligibility. So it was good to see him get some touches on the ball. We were a little more familiar with what he can do, not necessarily honed in on him yet, but along the way, we were getting more familiar with A.K. Deer. So it was good to see him get some action yesterday.
For sure. Congratulations to you, A.K. Deer. Do you think the players sit around and they're like, do you think I'm going to get a HerbnRodg game ball? Like, do you think they're just kind of like...
I think some of them do. Some of them are familiar with our product. And as time progresses, we're going to see a lot more.
Yeah. I can't wait till people start lobbying, hey, come on, man, what do I got to do to get a game ball? How about a side ball for a game ball?
It's going to happen. Trust me. It's going to happen.
All right. With further ado, as we like to say on the show, Rod, you want to take it away for number 3?
Yes, game ball number 3 goes to our man, Tim Keenan. Tim Keenan had 2 sacks yesterday. I believe he had the very, very first sack, which was a couple plays into the game. Overall, it was just good to see the defense put up another shout out. And this is another side note, just a shout out to Kane Womack and his defense throughout pretty much, I think we can agree, the second half of the year, or maybe ever since the Georgia game, this defense has just looked unstoppable right now. Just doing a lot of great things in the ball, pretty much carrying the second half of the season for us. Even if you go back to the OU game, you can't blame that one on the defense. Obviously, we had some offensive mistakes on that one as far as turnovers concerned. But yesterday, Tim Keenan showed out with his 2 sacks. Really, really great to see him on the board. And again, I think he only played in the first half. We wanted to put all our starters in the first half, get them out in the back. Yeah. And so he made the most uses of his time yesterday. So game ball number 3 goes to Tim Keenan.
Yeah. And I thought it was a great choice. He was definitely a game wrecker in there. And sometimes you can see the intensity taper off in games like this, but not with Kennan. He was a game wrecker. He was a physical force and somebody that you're going to need going forward. So well deserved for that one.
Yeah.
And again, we almost gave out just 4 offensive ones because these are more of an offensive showcase. But to Roger's point, defense still really held it down and has held it down. And somebody we haven't recognized in a while for number 4 got this last one. So game ball Number 4 goes to Bray Hubbard, big booty Bray. Had the stats as normal, like the 4 tackles, 2 solo, a sack,
another sack,
1.5 tackles for loss. But it was more to me about his physical presence, his intensity. You couldn't tell if you just watched highlights and didn't know, you wouldn't be able to tell that this was Eastern Illinois because Bray was like, his hair was on fire still. So I love the intensity I saw from him. And even after that short field turnover, you could tell he was one of the guys bringing it to say, like, we don't want to give up points, not even in a game like this.
Yep.
Kudos to Bray. Like I said, somebody we haven't recognized in a while because he's been so steady.
Right.
Game ball in this one, man. You were just all over the place, and we love what we saw in that first half.
Yeah, I absolutely love what we've been seeing from Bray Hubbard pretty much all season, especially after week 1, game 2 and on. He's just looked awesome. I think the word that you used to describe him was intensity. That's just spot on. He's all over the field. He's running around, yelling, screaming, getting pumped up after plays, sacks, interceptions, fumble recovery, whatever the case may be. Bray Hubbard is all over the place. Love seeing him play every single Saturday.
Yes, sir. Well deserved for game ball before. On a side note, for people who've ever followed us, Bray Hubbard kind of reminds me. What's his name? Matthew from our soccer team way back in the day.
Oh,
lots of energy,
all
over the place,
everywhere.
He was the first person we ever had came up with a boxing one for soccer.
Follow this guy. Yes.
So that was great. So anyway, like we said, folks, a short video. It's a blowout victory, but you still got to reward the guys for going out there and play. Because had they not, and this had been like a 21-0 victory, we'd be all over them. So kudos to the guy, kudos to
the gentleman. Yep.
On to the Iron Bowl, Rog.
Let's do it. That's this. We're ready.
All right. Stay tuned for the rest of our videos this week, folks. We'll be breaking down the Iron Bowl from every angle while also enjoying some Thanksgiving. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide. Happy Thanksgiving.